Professor Guy Gadbois. Do you have a room?
What a room?
Zimmer. That is what I have been saying, you idiot. Room. Does your dog bite?
No.
Yes, dog. I thought you said your dog did not bite.
That is not my dog.
Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, you're welcome. As predicted, which is on this channel, like I said to you before, I'm under investigation, of course, by the BBC. I'm not paying my TV license, which all my new subscribers will be aware of. Sorry about that situation, but that's the way it is. I'm not a criminal. I just don't pay the TV license because I don't require one. And somehow the BBC don't seem to understand this. They seem to keep sending me letters after letters. Now, of course, the letters they've sent me is basically a number. I am not a number. I am a free man. That is me. I am not a number, BBC. I am not a number. Do you understand, BBC? And all this is coming up next, because there it is, folks. A number. Can you see there? Number. What is it? It's a number. A number. I am not a number. I'm not number IN01 100. I am not a number. BBC, I am not a number. You do not own me whatsoever. I'm not one of your numbers. Please get this right. Anyway, everything else is coming up next after this intro by my friend, who is not a number himself. He's a free man. All this is coming up next.
Deals with you. I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own. I resign.
Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, you're welcome. So this is letter number 23, folks. Letter number 23. Letter 23. Another letter wanting me to pay a TV license, which I don't need. Course, you know, I've told them on many occasions, well, 2 years ago and maybe 4 years ago, and I got the declaration, but that doesn't seem to happen anymore. They don't seem to honor that anymore. They don't want to honor that agreement. Like I say, my agreement was every 2 years I'd let them know if I need a TV license, and that was the agreement I had with them. But it doesn't agree with them, because a few years ago, after 23 of these letters, they seem to, on April, for 1 year, they just seem to send me letters before my renewal date, which was a year come February, which was my 2 years up. My 2 years that have been up. Then I would have renewed the 2-year declaration, and I had no letters like this, no letters at all, no letters whatsoever. And you know, it was fine, you know. But since they had so many people cancelling the TV license, so many people, folks, they just said, well, just anybody who's not paying, just send them reminder letters out, keep sending them out. And of course, I will open this letter for you now together. We'll open this letter together if you don't mind. I can open it now, because I know what it's going to be. I don't normally open these letters because it's basically a pretty standard letter that you get from the BBC. As I didn't open the last 2 or 3, I thought I'll open this one and we'll have a share of it together, basically. It's just saying that basically the legal occupier they've given me this code. I'm on a code. I'm a quite. You know, I like the code. This number, IN0100, is a code name, eh? A code. They're getting all technical. A code. This is your code name, as Inspector C would say. Yeah, unlicensed. I'm unlicensed. Oh God, I didn't know that. I have a reference number, and I have some basically talking about this, talking about that, and basically we have targeted your address. So this is now I've been targeted by them with that number, that code. They will be sending enforcement officers, folks. This is the letter I'm reading to you. They'll be sending enforcement officers to my address, which will be enforced. And of course, it could be day, evening, night, or any day in the week, and weekends and stuff. The next step is basically to stop this procedure, and a fine. Well, they're not going to give me a fine because I haven't had any. I don't watch TV, so if you're going to try and fine me, it's like the ref giving a penalty, which wasn't a penalty. You know, if I handball it, you get a penalty, but I haven't done anything, you know, to get a fine. So that's a paragraph on its own, and that's completely wrong. We need to check if you're breaking the law. Right. Well, I've just said to them 2 years ago on many occasions, I'm not breaking any laws. The offence is watching a TV without a licence. That's live television and the BBC iPlayer. Well, them two reasons, I don't have the iPlayer on my television. I don't tune into the iPlayer. I don't watch any live television in my home. That's nullifies that. So that is 2 paragraphs. Oh, and the last paragraph, of course, it says, if to avoid this enforcement team from the visit, you may be able to pay for a TV license to stop this enforcement team. So basically, at the end of the paragraph, there's no redness to it. It's just like an informal letter. No red, and just another signature from regards, Scott Robertson, Mr. Robertson, enforcement. Well, you like to enforce things which enforce when you don't need to enforce them. You're just salespeople coming to my address because I've not purchased a TV license for something I don't need anymore. So, you know, this number means nothing, or this code. You know, it's actually, you know, they have underlined in darker print. The letter is a formal notification that your details have been passed on to the enforcement officer. Well, you like to enforce things which enforce when you don't need to enforce them. You're just salespeople coming to my address because I've not purchased a TV license for something I don't need anymore. So, you know, this number means nothing, or this code. You know, it's actually, you know, they have underlined in darker print. The letter is a formal notification that your details have been passed on to the enforcement officer. So it's took them nearly 2 years, folks, to pass my information to an enforcement team in the area. I mean, this is letter number 24, folks, and they're just telling me now that my details have been passed on. When the red letter, the third letter said that I'm under investigation and will be calling a certain date and whatever. Another one letter I had was, will you be in on Thursday the 15th of August and stuff like this. So how the BBC can keep writing this bullshit to you, and as I said, eventually people like whoever's on my channel, all my subscribers, will realise this is just a threatogram, like just a letter saying, can you pay up? You know, and I say, no, I don't want to pay because I'm not watching. Now, if the iPlayer was about £6 a month or something like that, £5 or £6 a month, something like that, or a reasonable price for a monthly, I would watch the iPlayer, you know, sign up to it, and you know, they could have adverts on there, they could, you know, whatever, and it'd be fine with me, like a Netflix channel, but they just don't want to seem to do that. So, as I said, this letter is one of another 23, which means nothing. It can go into the bin, because I've read it to you, and it's there's no redness in this one. So there's no red threatening thing, just saying that the enforcement team have been notified. You're on a code name, you know. I've got a code name now. I'm not, because they don't know who my name is. Although I told them 3 or 4 years ago at the address. It's still classed as a legal occupier after, you know, this is nearly 2 years now. They've not addressed it to me, so it actually could be to my landlord or whatever who owns the property. I could just ignore the letter, because unless you own the property, you're the legal occupier. And of course, I rent my place out, so I'm not actually the legal occupier, to be honest with you. Although they technically will say that, you know, in a court of law. Well, I'm not. You know, I don't own the property actually. So, you know, if you own the property, then you are legally the contender of the property. But anyway, folks, I just thought I'd pass it on to you. And of course, thanks again for all the new people have subscribed. You know, I got about 5 people this week, which is great. Just hit the like button, subscribe if you can, and helps me out with getting my details passed on to other people. And of course, now I've got a code name. You know, I might put that in my thumbnail. I am whatever it is. You're in 100 in 1. I've got this letter before, a similar letter to it. Chili John knows all about them. You know, it's just a computerized letter, which seems to go treadmilling round all the time to sort of various things. But I mean, I've had my 3rd red letter. Now this one is just going backwards to something that you get, you know, after about 4 or 5 letters, which is just, you know, intimidation basically, you know, to make you pay up. Anyway, folks, I'll leave it there, because I said before, it's the one something I've been expecting to come, and it's come at the end of the month again, and next month, probably my 24th, be after 2 years then, 24 months, unless they come. Now they might come knocking on my door any day or night. That means they could come any day or night, any time, weekends, anytime. So anyway, we'll see what happens, folks, because it's just, like I said, it's all documented here for you to see what's going on. And of course, I'm not a number, BBC. I'm a free man. I'm a person that doesn't require a TV license. It's that bloody simple, mate. And if you come knocking to my door, I will tell you this straight to your face and say goodbye, shut your door. And if you want to get a search warrant, you have to get some evidence then, won't you? And to come into my property and check my property and the rest of it, and check my devices, you know, all the rest of it. You go through the courts and try and find me, but there's no reason to, because I'm not doing anything. Anyway, folks, I will see you on the next one. Thanks again. Like I said, don't forget to leave a comment if you can. Helps me out a lot. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and you know, like I say, we'll see what happens, folks. It's all harassment, and this shouldn't happen. This 2027, this should stop. with the new charter coming up, when BBC won't be able to get away with it anymore by sending you letters every month, threatening letters. Although this one's, there's no red in it, there's no intimidation in some respects, it's just saying they're going to send somebody around, and you've got a code name now. I'm not who I am, I'm a code name, I'm a special code. And, you know, 101 or something, you know, whatever. Anyway, folks, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Bye now.
We want information. Be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own. I resign.